You might be having a giant that is coming against you. You might be having obstacles that you're facing at the moment. You might be having situations that seem like they're just surmounting and they're just coming what against you. The word of the Lord has come to you today that those situations and that obstacle will not derail you from your purpose. They will not stop you from getting the destiny that God has meant for you. I love the word of the Lord in First Samuel chapter 16. It says, it's a time where God had rejected Saul as king, and he had instructed the prophet Samuel to anoint a new king for Israel. So the prophet Samuel went to the sons of Jesse, and when he saw his older sons, the prophet Samuel thought those are the sons that God had chosen, but God told him that no, there's another one that I've chosen for myself. There's another one that I want you to anoint. Let him be brought forth, and then I'll tell you that he's the one. And then it says that in First Samuel chapter 16, verse 11 says, and Samuel said to Jesse, are all the young men here? Then he said, there remains yet the youngest, and there he is, keeping the sheep. And Samuel said to Jesse, send him and bring him, for we'll not sit down till he comes. In verse 13 says, then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel arose and went to Ramah. So this is a time where David was anointed as king of Israel. Then immediately after he was anointed as king, a giant came against him. In First Samuel chapter 17, it says in verse 23, then as he talked with them, there was a champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, and coming up from the armies of the Philistines, and he spoke according to the same words. So David heard them. So this was an enemy that had come to derail, to detour, and to block King David from being King David after he was anointed. But one of the things that I like is that he engaged in warfare. He fought this Goliath. He fought this obstacle because he said in verse 26, for who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? So he knew his God. He knew that God had delivered him from the lion who wanted to attack his sheep. So he knew God and he was anointed as king. So this means that he was able to engage in warfare. So you also, you need to stay in the presence of the Lord. You need to engage in prayer. You need to stay in the word. You need to keep declaring the word. Engage in warfare because the obstacle that has come against you, you will defy it because you have the commander, because you have God fighting for you and the battle is his. So rest assured that your destiny will not be stopped because of an obstacle that has come your way.